Don't want the table shake up, shake up. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now we're doing the next behind the journal part 2. Take 1. Hey guys, so welcome back to next behind the journal part 2, which big should have produced people and that's nothing the facts, bro. So Kimo and she look cute, so check out the video again. Yeah, so before we start the video, guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. We're on our way to 5K followers, and that's on
followers and subscribers.
Subscribers, and that's on period. Who? Right? Cool. 5,000 subscribers. I do social media so much as I keep saying followers.
Yeah.
So yeah, big up my hairstyle, cause you know, girl, for look good.
Y'all always look good.
And the first time me and Kimo have hairstyle at the same time. Kimo, do not even come back. I'll start the video, girl. And this girl is on that.
Alright, ready? Alright. How do you build your mindset and maintain it against it in this society? I think person is saying how you build up your mindset, like have a strong mindset and maintain it in this society.
Okay,
to be successful.
To be successful. I'm glad that this person think I'm successful. But I'm successful for where I'm at now. That's what I believe. However, how I build up my mindset is influences around me, because honestly, a lot of people think that they can build things by themselves, and I don't think that you can build something by yourself. It's built by the people who you surround yourself with. So you learn important lessons from friends, family, co-workers, acquaintances, just anybody really, and situations that play a big factor in how you think. I have grown drastically based on the friends that I have and the people who I surround myself with, and how I maintain it though.
Yeah, because society can be very negative.
Is always remembering who I am. Like at my core, I know my core person. So a lot of times when I find myself straying, because I do find myself straying a lot, I go back to who I know I am and how it makes me feel. Because me knows that I'm not a genuinely hateful person at heart. Me can't hateful outside of like that. So if me hateful for 1 second, I'm jump myself back and say, girl, that's not you. And then I have friends who do also point that out and keep my point out. So like if I'm sleeping, I have people who say, Netanya, you know, say this XYZ. And I always hold myself accountable for a lot of things. So if it's time I say, when I do something, I don't tend to find excuses for myself and say, no, say this is why I'm gonna do it. So like even the other day, I never did something and Kimo was like, you know, she feel away, said I never do it and whatever. And I was like, I was sad, but then I also said back to her in the same breath that me being sad is not an excuse as to why I never did this. So I accept that I never did it, and you know, that's it.
As in, a second part to this is, as in, I want to ask you, like, what advice do you have for people out there that are trying to start a business or a YouTube or a podcast, but you know, this society can be very defeating in terms of people tearing you down, because some people, they feel like if they don't have the support, then they won't want to continue. What advice do you give to those people?
It's gonna be hard, but you have to believe in yourself. You
Right.
have to believe in yourself, and it's taken me a long time to believe in me and believe in how I work. But even if you have that one friend, and you know you have to be a friend, it can't even be a stranger on the internet, that believe in you and push you to be your best. Because you have people out there who reach out to you and say, I love your work. But I feel like if you're genuinely passionate about something, nobody else matter, and no outside factors matter. So even if 10 people are going to listen to your podcast, watch a YouTube video and support your business, you see when you go hard for them 10 people there, trust me, you feel fulfilled, right? And you're passionate about things until you grow to where you want to be.
And don't watch your face.
Don't watch my face. You see, competition is going to be everywhere. In family, friendships, outside, period. Don't watch my face. Always do your thing and don't look outside. Like, have mental blinkers. I was watching Sprinter and the code said to him that, so when you run, mental blinkers, block out everything, focus on what is in front of you. And that is why TJ Own a Lane is one of my favorite songs ever, because me and nobody and you and nobody have the same goals, the same end goal, the same future. It might overlap sometimes, but the lane that you're in is your own. It is paved for you. Like, and you alone can walk that lane, yeah, or run it. So,
and the only competition is really yourself.
The only competition is yourself. Competition is your procrastination. Your competition is your anxiety. Your competition is your self-doubt, your imposter syndrome. Like, I'm always competing with my anxiety because I can't make my anxiety win. Me compete with my procrastination because I can't make it win. And it's so hard because, you know, when you do a task and you find out it's 5 minutes to take for do it and you take 2 months for do it and you're like, Jano, if my anxiety never stay away, me could have done this from 2 months ago and could have moved on to something else. But it all takes time and time again.
Alright, so this person had 3 questions. So he said, do you regret breaking up with the guy that you spoke about in your first YouTube video? Love you so much, by the way.
First of all, I love you too, and I love all my subscribers and everybody who support me on this journey. Do I regret breaking up with this person? That's a good question.
Very good question.
Half and half. Yes, I do regret breaking up with this person, and no, I don't regret breaking up with this person. My anxiety was what really caused me to break up with this person because I was anxious about what was coming. Because I was only focused on what was ahead of me. I didn't really focus on people around me and those who were trying to help me. I just felt like he kept getting in my way. But he was just really trying to help me as a person to feel better, even though he didn't know what I was going through at the time. So the reason I do regret breaking up with him is because to my core, I really love this person and I want to marry this person and I want to have a lot of kids with this person and just live my best life with this person. And you know, the first time I met him, he just felt like this is the person who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I've never felt that way about anybody else. Like when I'm around him, I feel like I have a sense of belonging. I feel like I have a sense of, you know, home. Even though a lot of people might look at a relationship and say that you guys are toxic and he wasn't treating me properly. I mean, of course, he's not treating me good at first, but because we're the only persons who know about our relationship and how it goes, I feel like we're the only person who can leave certain type of comments. So that's really why I regret breaking up with him, because this person has my future and has my life and everything is just gone. However, the reason I don't regret breaking up with him is because I have spent 3.5 years of my life, even though I've known him for longer, but the time I was consumed. That's what they really just did the thing. Yeah.
The truck is a person and doing thing.
Yeah, but the time I spent consumed by this person, I lost a lot of things, meaning for myself, because I have opportunities and I've grown and stuff like that out externally, but internally I was really losing my way. I felt like this person was a part of me, so I felt like if they're gone, then I don't know who I am, and I don't want to have my whole life consumed by somebody feeling, say, if I'm not with a person, then I'm not whole. And I want to grow as a whole. I want to know myself. I want to be a no-nonsense person. I want to stand firm. So even if me genuinely love this person, if they're gonna do crap, then me, I gotta say no. Because I want to love myself like how I love this guy. And I didn't love myself because the things that I was going through with him, you can't love yourself and still stay in situations like that. So I don't regret leaving because I have a higher amount of self-love. I have grown into more of myself this past almost 2 years, me and him not being together. And even though we're together and we're also still talking, I was still, you know, attached to him. So it was good for me to grow away from that attachment and good for me to find my purpose, because my purpose is not tied in one person, and just becoming a better human being overall. You know, I feel, I don't know what the word is, but you understand what I mean. Yeah. So I'm proud of the person that I am now without him. And like, he would see me and he'd be like, you know, he felt like he was holding me down and all these things. And I said to him, you could never do that, because the only person who was holding me down was me, because I was giving you all my time and I wasn't doing anything for myself. I wasn't serving myself, but I was always continuously serving you. And now that I'm serving myself, I'm not also saying good as, right? I'm a better person, like, you can't even ask him why. I'm a way better person that I'm serving myself than serving other people. I'm putting myself on the sideline, so I'm just being selfish with my time.
Did you ever feel like a failure in university?
And that's a funny fact.
Girl, I feel like that's what everybody has to go through. In university, just feel like I'm the dumbest person ever.
Dunce tugs or rated D for dunce.
Period.
Rated D for dunce because the girl are dunce bad. In university, I always felt like a failure because, you see, the thing is, I'm a very smart girl. No, I'm a very bright girl. I don't have to read and study to go in a test and do really well, because when I'm in class, I can remember anything my teacher tell me and go in the exam and go back and do it. And that's how my memory works. So I've always overestimated the power of reading and stuff. And I carried it all the way to university. And then when I realized that I didn't like my degree, I stopped listening in a class and I couldn't switch. I lost everything. So I graduated university. I see students, like, literally, I felt like a failure all the time. Sometimes I just sit down there and just a chill. But the only time I didn't feel like a failure in university is when I was in my club and doing what I actually loved. So it's half and half. Academically, don't. But in terms of involvement and extracurriculars, I was actually doing pretty well.
Alright, so this one says tips on getting through university / job interview. But I feel like they spoke about university in the last one, so talk about job interviews.
Guys, let me tell you, say job interviews, I'm the master at job interviews, and I'm not even being like cocky or anything, but I feel like the main thing to walk into a job interview is to walk in like you already have the job. Because you wouldn't get an interview, a callback for an interview, if you weren't qualified, if you weren't impressive, and if they're not interested in hearing what you have to say. Now that your foot is already one step through the door, you go in and you're going with confidence. You do this with confidence. Because you have a lot of people who talk in gibberish, but because they speak it so eloquently and because they speak it so confidently and they speak with such charisma that you feel like, oh my God, this person have a lot of sense. And I'm not one of those people. I can tell you foolishness and you will believe me, because when I get my charisma on, right, and I can finish any questions. I feel like the tip is to go in and talk like you already have the job, and you have to believe in yourself. Lace up your clocks and buckle up your belt. Get your youths. That's a popcorn song.
Yeah.
So the confidence and the charisma will take you very far, even if you don't know nothing. Walking like you know everything.
And also research the company that is doing the interview.
No man, you have to research.
Some people don't, they just go in.
Or them just going and just do them thing.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about a company, I don't think you should be applying. Because lots of people apply for jobs just for applying for job's sake. And I feel like that's a reason lots of people don't get jobs. Because you have to apply to jobs that are tailored to what you want to do and tailored to who you are. And then you also have to look at company alignment. And a good way for interviews is interviewers love when interviewees ask questions. So when you go in, you're going with the questions. And the question I always ask is because I know say I work based on people's energy. My work can go anyway. Me, I have to ask about the company culture. And if the company culture isn't something that I particularly like in their answer, then no thanks, I don't want that job. So you have to go in with questions about the company, questions about how the job stay, the job description. You have to talk, and you have to talk with the chest.
Alright, this one says how to get into digital marketing. So this is the first
How
one.
to get into, or how I got into digital marketing.
I guess you can just give them tips. Because how you got into it is how people would get into it, no?
I don't know. How to get into digital marketing is, well, how, honestly, this is kind of tricky for me to answer.
Yeah, just tell them how you got into it, probably.
I'm gonna try to say. You can take different roads into digital marketing, because some people, like myself, started from personal use of online and social media platforms and stuff like that. But digital marketing is past social media, and I wish a lot of people would know that, because social media is a part of digital. A lot of people do digital specific courses and then apply to digital roles. A lot of persons are thrown into digital roles because they're young, and a lot of persons are also thrown into it because maybe somebody left and then they had to consume that role, but it is different for everyone. But I feel like the best way is to be passionate and be informed about digital, because digital is something that changes every day. There's no social media guru. There's nobody who's a social media guru. There's nobody who's a digital marketing specialist, because it changes all the time and you have to be on top of things, and nobody knows everything, because what can work for one brand will not work for another brand, right? So you always have to keep your ideas fresh. You always have to keep things new and research, right? Go online, learn about things, look at what other companies are doing. Like how I was good in telecoms is I look at what other countries are doing. I looked at Vodafone in the UK. I looked at Rogers in Canada. I was looking at AT&T, Verizon. I was looking at Boost, and these companies, like, even though they might not have a lot of followers, some of them never have a lot of followers, but I was looking at so much of them that I said, all right, I'm like, these are like tips and tricks. And then I came and I implemented it in something else. I look at local competition as well. And not only that, I even look at other companies who aren't in telecoms, but they're doing cool stuff. And I said, I feel like, okay, I'm doing this. So, but it's all about being in the know for me.
Okay. Somebody says, are there part-time job opportunities for you students on campus or close by?
There are part-time job opportunities on campus, but this question is a COVID related question. University, a lot of persons work part-time in call centers. I think the call center moved from UE though.
They also have study and work programs like in school, because
they do, because you have people who worked in the library, have people who work in the computer labs, have people who worked in admin. A lot of job roles are out there, but at UE they post them on the notice board, and that's how people would see it. When I was there, it was posted on the notice board, so people would walk past. They have to walk past and look and see them stuff there. I don't think them send them out in an email. Until you send an email, it's not good.
Alright, so this one says, when did you know that you would have become someone who influences others?
I like that question.
Yeah, nice.
I like that question there. You go with itself, a cho. Honestly, I didn't know I was going to be somebody with great influence on people, because even if I influence one person, I've influenced a lot. When I was in high school, I used to try to fit in with people, but I realized that people always took to me. It might not be a lot at the time, but people will listen to what I have to say. And I was like, I don't know, this doesn't make no sense. But I would always follow people. So I didn't think that I was going to be somebody who people will listen to or look up to in the way that they do now. Because my father was like, yo, you love follow from a company, So if my friends are jumping off something, I'm jumping off too, because I have to be in the cool ship. And my friend said, nah, study. And me said, nah, study. And me said, nah, do exam. About me, I said, party. I wanted to be in the popular crowd. So, but when I noticed is when I was on Twitter and I'll be saying some things and people are like, oh my God. People will be messaging me and sending paragraphs saying, I said something last week and it really helped them, even though, it was comedic relief. It made them look into something else. Then when I started the podcast, I said, yo, people actually...
Tell people them what used to be a little girl on Twitter. Shit! People, Kia used to be a little girl on Twitter, right? Like, people used to be influenced. I wouldn't say influenced, but she used to always tweet the little...
just some things.
But then, she had self-reflection. She was like, say really and truly people are listening to what I'm saying. Is this the message I really want to leave with the people that follow me? And she
don't trust what people no more. Yeah. So I just say, if I'm gonna have that influence, make sure I'm influencing people to the good. Because at my core self, guys, and I tell you, it always come back to your core being. When you look into yourself, and I do a lot of introspection. Like, you can ask my ex, you can ask my sister, you can ask my friend. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, oh my God. My ex called me the queen of epiphanies, because he said, if I realize something about myself. And I said, because when I stray, I have to come back. And I like people being empowered by messages, especially women, because I love women, like, to my core. I want women to do and be so much better. I want women to know that the power that they have within them. Like, I just want women to... I want women to be on top of the world, that even though I might And I realized with myself, I'm turning down men to empower women, and that's not empowering women. That is just being a nuisance and a menace. And I have recently stopped turning down men to empower women because I feel like I can empower women without even mentioning men. And because I'm every woman and every woman is me, when I realize my influence, I try to do good with it. And that is why I feel like I resonate with the women and the girls more, because I am for the girls. And I'm for the men as well, so.
This is a nice one. I feel like I don't even asked already, but I like it to ask again. Do you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose in life? And if not, why do you feel that way?
Fulfilling my purpose in life? No, because I don't know my purpose, right? I feel like everybody was put on earth to do something specific. I am 23, and to my core, I am fulfilling my purpose for now. But when I find my main purpose in life, I'm here to say, when I find it, I go fulfill it for true. But I don't think I find it yet because I haven't completely found it myself. I'm still in the searching stages, so my purpose may not be set in stone yet, right? Because I could switch and do something else.
So, like, what advice do you have for people that feel like they aren't fulfilling their purpose? I think they may know what it is, but they feel like they aren't fulfilling it.
Yeah, you do have some people at a young age, God touched them and said, this is what you're going to do, or a spirit touched them. And for people who feel like they aren't fulfilling their purpose, take a step back. Yes. You have to take a step back and look at things, because you could be so caught up in stuff that you're not knowing what you're going to do. There's so much noise around you, and when you step out of the noise and out of the squiggly lines, you know the squiggly line then?
Yeah, like confusion, I guess.
The confusion out of that bubble, and you look at things from an outside perspective, that's when you realize, all right, maybe I need to go here, maybe I need to go there. Because a perfect example is, I've been feeling very lazy in marketing and my career especially, because I don't speak about my career a lot or almost never. However, I know that at my core, I am a good digital marketer, right? However, I'm not doing things that, would be of a good digital marketer. My mind is very lazy. So I even said to Kimo, I said, I'm gonna take a step back, and I said, okay, let's try to step out of whatever it is that you feel and look at what you need to be doing and what you need to do to improve this and do to improve that, because I can't go to a next job with the mentality that I have for work. No. So I said to Kim, all right, I'm gonna do some short courses, I'm gonna start research more, I'm gonna start read, I'm gonna start continue reading books so that I can journaling, I can express myself, get caught up, catch up on what is out there that has been passing me by through this pandemic. And the thing is, I don't like self-blame, and I don't put a lot of pressure on myself, because when I do that, pressure goes pipe, and the pipe and I bust up, because that pressure here, I gonna create some diamond. And it was important for me to step back and look at my purpose in marketing, because you have a purpose in everything if you don't find a general purpose yet. So everything that you do, look for the purpose in it, take a step back and see how you can go forward. And even though I haven't started anything that I said I was gonna do, I wrote them down. I'm gonna say this is where I'm gonna go.
And also the thing is, they can't really, we're not going to use COVID as an excuse, because it's never an excuse. However,
COVID's not been an excuse for me.
However,
we realize I have to live with it.
Yeah, however, it is a factor. So you see, the thing is, know that we're just adapting to it. Once we actually start living it like the common cold, because it's going to become like that, I feel like then things can set into gear. Because remember, said no, it's really new to us, So really and truly don't know. I'm going to live with it, and we're going to try to see how we can maneuver and manipulate our plans around it. And it's new to us. So I feel like once we get used to it, then the plan can set into motion. Once we realize, it's just not going away. Alright, so these last two.
Last two?
Yeah. So this person said, by the way, I love your videos and I admire you for being unapologetically you.
Thank you. That's for me. The thing is, it's very hard. Oh, that's the question. That was just one comment.
And then you can talk about.
I was gonna say that it is very hard to be yourself. People might say when people say just be yourself and think it's easy, it's not. Because first of all, a lot of us are in the age where we're searching for ourselves. So if you don't know who you are, and your childhood can actually really help you to know who you are. High school can help you to know who you are. But the only thing that can help you to know who you are is how you feel when you do certain things. So you see, whenever I'm mean to people and I be disgusting and I feel away, that's not me. You see, if things negatively affect you when you do them, it's not you. You see, if you do something and then you feel like, Jano, I might regret this, it's not you. When you do something, you feel fulfilled, you feel happy, you feel joy. And the main thing is when you do something and you feel at peace, oh my God, that is you. You see, when I do something and I feel at peace, like me, I say, oh my God, peace is my number one trying to achieve emotion. You see, if I'm at peace, I have everything in life. A peace of mind can take you so far and can make you know so many things. When things happen and you react calmly or you just don't react at all, that chakra is definitely amazing.
I say pronounce the chakra.
No, it's a chakra.
Is it chak? Like
chakra. I think it's chakra though.
I think it's chakra. I see the thing is that going back to what I said, it's so hard to be yourself. It is because when people think that your 20s are when you're supposed to know yourself. No, your 20s is when your most confusing time of your life.
Your 20s is a defining decade of your life, and you guys should read that book, The Defining Decade. The 20s define how your life is going to be, and also people who think that they're going to have them life sorted out in them 30s, you have a big shocker coming, because your 30s is also defining moments as well, you know, because when you're 30 something, you're also still young, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like people's lives start.
I feel like them life start when you're 36.
When you in your late 30s, you start look on things and you say, when you pass 35, you start look on things and you say, yeah man, this is it. Because your early 30s is still like you're a 20-year-old.
Facts. And you see, if we don't have people around you know, what like that claim that you man be yourself around us, however, you feel like you're always trying to fit in with them and always trying to be somebody else.
First of all, don't fit in with nobody. Because I want to tell you which word I hate? Normal. There's no such thing as normal. Normal is relative. Everybody is different, so there's no normal. People can't be the same. You might have like-minded people, but there's always something that sets you apart from other people, right? So there's no normal. There's nothing about fitting in, because when you fit in and you compromise yourself for other people who are genuinely being themselves, right? A lot of times when you're trying to fit in with people, these people don't know themselves.
Facts.
And a lot of people are lost in the world, and there are lots of souls wandering. So just try to be soulful.
And you know what I realized? I realized that if you don't, I think everybody knows this, but if you don't conform to what society deems as, I don't want to use normal, but you are weird, you're this, you're that. Because even remember the time when the person called you a clown for dressing how you want to dress.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so why should you dress like everybody else? Like, fashion is, what is that, subjective?
Fashion is subjective.
Yeah.
So even though I don't dress like everybody else, I dress how I feel. I just my mood. And then sometimes I'll be like, Kim, waiting about this and this together. And Kim will be like, I'm not see it now. And then when I put it on, she was like, okay, I'm see it now. Because a lot of times, Kim and I have similar fashion sense, but when it comes on to like risks,
yeah,
I'm going to take more of a risk. Kim will be like, all right, she's going to put on this, I'll put on them. I'm going to say, Kim, oh, this will look with this, oh, this look with that. And you don't know until you try things. And that's why I like to jump into a lot of things. So I'm very impulsive, right? So me to get up, like even the other day, yesterday, I went to the supermarket and I buy beer snacks. And Kim was like, what do I eat? Me. Oh, you know, so I was just in the snack aisle, but I buy beer snack, and I buy ice cream, I buy chocolate.
Care about ice cream, chocolate, rum cake, Bigfoot, everything. So I said, Kia, so what are we going to cook? She said, oh.
But she's still enjoying the snacks because it really is. But then you see, the thing is, I feel like when it's time to, I feel like I'm a kid at heart. And like, I'm a very jovial.
Probably that's why you're just so playful.
I hate jovial. I hate the word jovial. Jamaicans use it. I'm a very excitable person at heart. But when it's time to be... I'm excitable. I think that's a word I learned in Sims. But when it's time to be responsible, I can put on a responsible cap.
And you see the thing is, you see them people here who are trying to put everybody in a box. And that's because they had to sadly go in the box themselves. And you see the thing is, people who genuinely tear down people, most times it's because they're jealous of how free you are and how, I wouldn't say free, but you know those people that they're just themselves. Sometimes they're envious of that and they wish they could be that person. So they try to tear, don't forget to live that they're at.
But the thing is,
you know, do that to me.
I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with stepping out of that. If you want to be, people just
envy people who enjoy being themselves.
enjoy doing what they do. Like when people are like, oh my god, you're an anime nerd. I see people pick on people who like anime so much, and the anime people are just like,
girl, but everybody was the same thing nowadays. I'm just boring.
and that's having the facts, bro. Like it's okay.
Last question. How do you handle overthinking if that is an issue for you?
I used to overthink a lot. Like sometimes I make up situations in my head. But I believe in being objective at all times, because even though human nature tends to make you subjective on a lot of things, the objective mind helps me a lot. And a lot of times when I start thinking about things, I say, Sonia, you feel like you're in your head? I'm up to say, no girl, you're in your head for true. And then I bring up situations to other people. But to stop overthinking, I have to be very firm in my mind. So I have two voices in my head. Might sound like a madman, but when one mind starts going crazy, my other mind is very firm, right? I'm have to say stop. Or even if I have to say it out loud, when I see myself start overthinking and like getting lost in my thoughts, I have to say, stop it. And guys, I like structure. Even though I'm a person who just go willy-nilly on the things, I like structure, and my structure might not be the structure for other people, but I have my structure, right? So like, I like messes, right? Not messes in terms of like physical mess, but like I'd do things scattered, and then people don't understand it because they're like, you don't do things on line item. That's not how I do it. So like if I leave all the things up there, so I know everything there. But if Kimoy come and just stack them up in a pile, I'm gonna say, Kimoy, where you put this, where you put that? And it could be in front of my face. But I just feel like you have to know when to stop. I feel, and then the thing is, and if it's a thing where you reach very, very far, you journal. Because you have so many thoughts, they have to just start write them down. When you write them down, these are thoughts that are escaping your mind. So a lot of things that I journal about, I have to go back and read them because I no longer think about them, because I get those thoughts out on paper. And sometimes I put in notes, sometimes I record short videos. So any method that you have, you can even talk to people. I had a friend, when she want to get something out, she write it down and then she crush the paper and then she dash it away. Or in my sense, me that burn it up. Come just like fire. But, you know, not an arsonist, you know. Me that burn it up because it's just cool. And that way me, you know, so nobody else can read it. Or if you dump up a river ton and somebody finds an uncrumble them, I can see my thoughts, me burn it up, period, straight, period.
Yeah. And also pray. Like if you're overthinking and don't know which path to take, pray. And trust me, sometimes it becomes so clear.
Guys, praying does wonders. And so the thing is, I'm not necessarily a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. So I'm not gonna say, even I'm gonna pray to someone specific, you know. So I believe in a higher being. And because I believe in that higher being, me can say, alright, me I go pray. Right? Because, and I don't believe in praying as something where I close my eyes and I have to be all holy and something about it. Prayer is a conversation. So I can be sitting down and I can be talking and me I say, you know, say, whatever. And then when you pray, you have to wait for an answer. And not waiting for an answer meaning days later. Because I said a prayer is a conversation. You talk now and you hear the response. Even though there's nothing around you, but you feel it.
That's true.
You feel responses. And when I pray and I get into my spirit, I feel like I totally renew. I feel light. I feel like me just afterwards. But prayer works. But then the thing is the prayer without work is dead.
That's true.
And faith, and if you pray for something,
and on a
faith, that's also dead. So prayer without faith and prayer without work means nothing, because they're just words. And a lot of times you can say things and think things, but if you don't work for things, nothing will happen for you. And I believe in working smart. I don't believe in hard work. Because if you work yourself hard, when you reach the goal, you're tired and you can't enjoy it. When you work smart, when you reach your goal, you do enjoy it, because you take the time off and say, yeah man. Because there are lots of different roads to do things. You just have to find the road to work for you.
Facts. I'm always saying work smart, not hard.
Yeah, work smart, not hard. And my math teacher told me in high school, he said people, and it's going to be relating to work hard. He says when you work hard in school, you work easy in life. But if you work easy in school, you work hard in life to get where you want to go. Because him say, so when you sit down in a class and you bust your brain and you study and you do all of these things, when you go in your job and you're in your AC job and you type on your computer, you feel good. When you work easy in a school, when you reach out into the real world, you have to be working hard to find out what you want and where you want to be. Because you never figure that out earlier in life and you were working towards it, you never have a focused mentality. Yeah, you just take work, you just take the work easy and you just go on with yourself.
Go on with yourself.
That's a fact. I'll just say the table again. Anyway, guys, so comment below, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your answers to for some of the questions. Tell me your answers for some of the questions. And this was Next Behind the Agenda Part 2. Remember to subscribe to my channel, guys. Thanks to the person who randomly sent me $100 US. You are forever in my prayers. You are a very kind person. And I appreciate you so much.
Period.
Peace. In the Middle East.